Beneath the rainforest canopy, hidden from human eyes and sealed away under layers of soil and roots, exists a civilization older than human agriculture, older than cities, older than memory itself. A civilization built not of stone or steel, but of instinct, cooperation, and absolute biological precision. As the morning mist drifts through towering trees and sunlight cuts through the green ceiling above, endless lines of ants march across the forest floor, each one carrying a fragment of leaf many times its own weight, forming living highways that stretch from the treetops down into the earth itself. These are leafcutter ants, and despite their size, they are among the most powerful and influential organisms on the planet, shaping entire ecosystems through sheer collective force. A single ant appears insignificant, fragile, and easily crushed, but together, millions of individuals merge into something far greater than the sum of their parts, forming what scientists call a superorganism, a living entity made not of cells, but of ants, all functioning as one body with a single purpose: survival. Inside a mature colony, there can be up to 8 million individuals, each born into a predetermined role that it will perform for its entire life. Not chosen, not learned, but decided before it ever takes its first breath. There are no leaders issuing commands, no generals directing troops, and no farmers planning harvests. Yet everything happens with terrifying efficiency. Smaller workers remain deep underground, tending to the heart of the colony, while medium-sized workers venture out into the forest to harvest leaves, and massive soldiers with oversized jaws stand guard at the entrances, prepared to sacrifice themselves without hesitation if the colony is threatened. This is not chaos, and it is not coincidence, but evolution refined over tens of millions of years, producing one of the most sophisticated societies Earth has ever known. When leafcutter ants begin their harvest, the forest itself bears witness to their power, as entire trees can be stripped bare in a single night, their once lush canopies reduced to naked branches under the relentless advance of thousands of tiny jaws. Each ant grips the edge of a leaf and slices through plant tissue using jaws that vibrate at astonishing speed, cutting with a precision that rivals industrial tools. The sight is mesmerizing, almost hypnotic, as green fragments rain down and are immediately lifted and carried away in perfect formation. Yet the greatest revelation lies in what happens next, because despite their name and their relentless harvesting, leafcutter ants do not eat the leaves they collect, not even a single bite. Every fragment of vegetation is carried deep underground into vast chambers hidden beneath the soil, where the true foundation of the colony is revealed. Here, in carefully controlled environments, the ants cultivate fungus gardens, living farms that stretch through interconnected tunnels like underground cities. For more than 50 million years, leafcutter ants have practiced agriculture, cultivating a specific species of fungus that cannot survive anywhere else on Earth without their care. The ants chew the leaves into a soft pulp, fertilize it with enzymes, remove any contaminants, and carefully plant it within their gardens, constantly pruning and maintaining it to ensure perfect growth. In return, the fungus produces specialized, nutrient-rich structures that feed the entire colony. This relationship is so tightly intertwined that neither the ants nor the fungus could exist without the other. A perfect example of coevolution driven by survival rather than choice. From the moment an ant is born, its fate is sealed by the colony's needs. Larvae fed small amounts of nutrients become tiny workers destined to live their lives in darkness, tending fungus and cleaning tunnels, while those given richer diets grow larger, becoming harvesters or soldiers built for strength and defense. None of them will ever reproduce, none of them will ever leave the colony behind, and all of them exist solely to serve something greater than themselves. At the center of it all lies the queen, enormous compared to her daughters, her body swollen with the sole responsibility of reproduction. She does not rule through command or authority, but through biology, as the single reproductive engine that sustains the entire empire. At peak productivity, she can lay tens of thousands of eggs every single day, and she can live for up to 20 years, far longer than any worker ant, and longer than many mammals. When she eventually dies, the colony does not adapt or recover, but slowly collapses, as the heart of the superorganism ceases to beat. Life within a leafcutter ant colony is not peaceful, because danger is constant and unforgiving. Along their foraging trails, parasitic phorid flies hover silently above, waiting for the perfect moment to strike, injecting their eggs into the bodies of unsuspecting ants. Once inside, the larvae consume the ant from within, killing it slowly and violently before emerging to repeat the cycle. To counter this threat, leafcutter ants evolve an extraordinary defense, deploying tiny workers that ride atop leaf fragments like living shields, leaping into action to fend off attacking flies mid-air. It is warfare on a scale almost too small to see, yet every battle carries life or death consequences. Even more dangerous than predators, however, are enemies that cannot be seen at all. A parasitic fungus threatens to invade and destroy the carefully cultivated gardens that sustain the colony, capable of wiping out millions of ants if left unchecked. To survive, leafcutter ants became chemists long before humans ever discovered medicine. Their bodies host specialized bacteria that produce powerful natural antibiotics, which the ants carefully apply to their fungus crops, controlling infection and maintaining balance within their farms. This form of microbial warfare predates human antibiotic use by millions of years, representing one of the earliest known examples of disease management in nature. Through their endless labor, leafcutter ants move more soil than earthworms, reshape landscapes, and control plant growth across entire regions of rainforest. Their underground networks aerate the soil, redistribute nutrients, and influence which plants thrive and which fail, making them one of the most important ecological forces in the tropics. Without them, forests would change dramatically, and entire ecosystems could collapse under the weight of imbalance. They are farmers, soldiers, engineers, chemists, and builders, all operating without language, without consciousness, and without mercy, driven purely by instinct honed through deep time. Over tens of millions of years, leafcutter ants have refined their system with a level of efficiency that rivals human industry, optimizing traffic flow along their foraging trails, preventing congestion, and dynamically rerouting workers when obstacles appear, all without maps, signals, or centralized control. Chemical pheromones act as both memory and communication, encoding information about distance, danger, and resource quality directly into the ground itself, allowing thousands of ants to make complex decisions collectively in real time. When a food source begins to fail or a plant proves toxic, the colony rapidly adapts, abandoning old routes and establishing new supply lines with breathtaking speed, demonstrating a form of intelligence that does not exist in any single individual, but emerges only when millions act together. As seasons change and the rainforest shifts, leafcutter ants respond with precision, adjusting their harvest patterns to maintain the delicate balance of their fungus farms, avoiding leaves that carry harmful chemicals, and selectively cutting plants that promote healthy fungal growth. Some colonies even rotate food sources, preventing overharvesting and allowing vegetation time to recover. an agricultural strategy that mirrors sustainable farming practices humans only began to understand in recent history. Their decisions ripple outward, influencing which plant species dominate the forest canopy and which fade away, silently shaping the future of the ecosystem, one leaf at a time. During floods, droughts, and violent tropical storms, the colony does not panic or scatter, but seals entrances, redistributes workers, and protects the queen and fungus chambers at all costs, sacrificing countless individuals so the superorganism can survive. Entire foraging armies may be lost overnight, yet by morning, new workers take their place without hesitation, driven by a system that values continuity over individual life. This brutal efficiency is not cruelty, but survival distilled to its purest form, where the loss of one means nothing if the whole endures. Even in the face of human expansion, leafcutter ants persist, adapting to plantations, roads, and cities, carving their trails through concrete, farmland, and artificial landscapes as easily as they once did through untouched jungle. To farmers, they are pests capable of devastating crops, yet to scientists, they are living laboratories, offering insights into swarm intelligence, sustainable agriculture, antibiotic resistance, and decentralized problem solving. Engineers study their traffic systems, computer scientists model their decision-making, and medical researchers analyze their bacterial symbiosis, searching for new antibiotics hidden within their ancient biology. In many ways, leafcutter ants represent an alternative path evolution could have taken, a world where cooperation outcompetes individuality, where success is measured not by dominance of the self, but by the endurance of the collective. They remind us that intelligence does not always think, does not always plan, and does not always know it exists, yet can still reshape continents, alter climates, and persist for millions of years without ever slowing down. So the next time you walk through a forest and feel the solid ground beneath your feet, remember that below the surface lies an ancient empire, unseen yet unstoppable, a civilization that mastered agriculture before humans existed, survived mass extinctions, outlived empires, and continues to dominate the natural world through cooperation alone. The leafcutter ants were here long before us, and long after we are gone, they will still be marching, farming, and ruling the darkness beneath the earth.